Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the chart behind me, which is of Palantir Technologies, ticker symbol PLTR, which closed the week on Friday, February 23rd at a price of $22.97, just a few cents below $23. And over the course of the week, the stock price did come down just about 6%. So, it was a red week. Doesn't really look that great as far as that goes. But I do think that we could be seeing some bullish consolidation, potentially a bull flag that could be moving the stock price higher, potentially getting past the recent high of $25.53. So I'm going to look at the daily candles to go over that, but just a couple things that I want to go over first before we get into it. So the low of the week was $22.29. So ideally, we will not be seeing next week's closing candle be at a level lower than that. Hopefully we get a higher close than that for next week. And also hopefully we don't see prices going much lower than that, but I do think that we might see a little bit more of a dip before we do see a rally to the upside. And so another thing that does stand out here, we did get a close below last week's low, which was at a price of $23.31. So just a little bit lower than that. So, not really looking too great, but could be looking a lot worse. And I really do think that what we're seeing here are kind of some fake out signals that we will, that might suggest to a virgin eye that price will be going down, but really I do think that there are some bullish signals with this that are kind of indicating that there might be a fake out before moving higher. So I'm pretty encouraged by that, but yeah, I'll take you through the levels looking on the daily chart to go over what I see there. And so really, I've got all of these levels. I will go over them in just a second. But what I wanted to point out, this uptrending level that I had pointed out in previous videos, let's see, pivoting off of the recent high, as well as this other high that was hit on August 1st. And so from that uptrending level of support, not only did we close the week below that, we also got another close over the course of the week below it. I could see this as being a fake out signal. We did get one close below and then we bounced above it. And then this, on Friday, we got a close below it, just being, really a few cents lower than that level. That'd be about $23.13. And so what I think we need to see on Monday is either confirmation of this breakdown or confirmation that this was a fake out. And so that would be confirmation of a breakdown will be getting a close lower than Friday's low, which was at a price of $22.82. So do look for that for Monday's close. Hopefully we are above $23. Hopefully we're above this Fibonacci level at $23.29. But if we're not, if we are breaking lower, I could definitely see price moving to the downside. And really, where I see support being that I do think Palantir will be bouncing off of is at this level where we have a confluence of three levels right around there. One being this purple retracement, or really extension from this retracement down here. That is the 2618, and that is at a price of $22.10. I've gone over that in past videos, so I do think that could be a level where we do find support. But perhaps more realistically, I do see that $21.90, the 382 of this yellow retracement. I do expect that price to be bouncing off of that level, but I do think that it could go slightly lower, like to the orange line at $21.85, and that is really just based on the previous high following the last earnings report. And also, with these three levels, they are right around $22, round number, even number. So I do think that we will be finding support there before moving higher to test this uptrend, then as resistance before continuing higher, also having to break above the 236 again, and then getting back to these highs. And one level that does stand out to me as, a potential level of resistance if we are not able to put in new highs would be the 2618 extension at $24.77. And that is based on this drawdown prior to the previous earnings report. And so I do think that could act as resistance, but what I see as being more likely is a test of a new high at $25.68 that you can see here based on this orange extension, the 1618 from this retracement here, the larger drawdown before the most recent run up to 52-week highs here. So I definitely could see us hitting that level if we are to go higher. And then beyond that, I do have $27 marked, having historical significance. But then beyond that, I do also have this faint Fibonacci extension, the 2618 at a price of $27.31. And that is based on this retracement that includes the after hours pricing during the earnings report. And so with that, I could see price getting up to $27, but I do feel like, at least as far as this cycle run up goes, I do think that $27 right around there will be the top. But then if we do, continue down, if we don't find support, whether that's at this trend line here, if this is a fake out and we continue higher from current price, or if we do dip down to these levels right around $22 and then bounce, if either of those scenarios don't play out and we continue lower, I do expect that we will find support at one of these Fibonacci levels, one being the 50% retracement at a price of $20.78, and the other, which I suspect is being more likely, is the 618 at a price of $19.66, right around $20. I do expect that at some point, price will be returning to right around $20, and I do think that the 618 will be acting as support. And before I close the video, I do just want to throw up the volume profile because I do think it shows some pretty interesting things. One being that there isn't really that much support below $22. We do have this little lip here corresponding to the peak here, but since there wasn't that much recent price action there, that volume shelf is pretty small. And where we really start to see the volume pickup, the volume shelf here is right around $20. And so that is a large reason why, not only because of psychological reasons, not only because of the 618, but because we have seen a lot of consolidation there. So I do think that $20 is in the picture, but likely a month or two down the road. And then later on, beyond that, I do think that $18 is going to be the floor before the next rally up, and that corresponds to the 786 here at $18.06, as well as corresponding to the high that was hit on February 5th, which was $17.87, marked by this blue line. We can also see this nice volume shelf there. I do think that will be the ultimate bottom before the next rally higher. So, I'm bracing for that. I'm preparing for that, but I'm also preparing for, some rallies on our way down, possibly to test highs beyond $25, beyond $26, potentially up to $27 a share. But, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching.